Okay, what I'd like to do in this session is show you how you can view downloaded bores that you had already saved to your computer. Say you had a series of jobs in the remote display that you just downloaded to the computer and you'd like to go view those jobs now. This is the steps we'll follow to view those bores. If you just click on Plan, remember you come to either New File or Existing File. Since we don't have a plan already in place that we want to paste this bore onto, we'll choose New File. If you did have a plan already created and you wanted to paste the actual bore that you did onto your plan, then you would choose Existing File and then go find that job that you already had the plan for. So let's choose New File. Remember, you want to be in the Data folder. There's the other job that we previously created. We're going to create a new one. Let's name this Download. Download number 1. We'll click Save. Notice it opened us up to a blank grid again. What we have to do at this point in order to view that bore is we have to add a new layer, and we can do that by going up to the green plus sign, which is Add a Layer. If you click on it, your layer type box comes up. What we want to choose is Pilot Bore. At this point, a Bore Properties box opens up. There's several things that are important about this screen. Number one is just the layer name. If we were to change that here, it would simply change this layer over here from New Bore to whatever change we made. These two boxes, Visible and Flags, you'll understand a little bit more when we get to the next screen what the flags are for, but we want to leave those highlighted, and I'll explain why in just a minute. We want this layer to be visible when we close this Bore Properties page out, so we need to make sure the visible box is checked. Serial port is simply, if you remember in the download session, we chose serial port number 1. This could be serial port number 2 depending on which one you're using for your downloading process. The HDD unit, notice we have all the jet tracks available here that the Charles Machine Works makes. So you pick the machine that you've been using for this job. Notice as you pick different machines, the drill pipe length will change. Here, diameter is simply the diameter of the bit you're using or the product you're pulling back. You do need to change that accordingly. You can do that by highlighting and typing the number in, or you can simply use the up and down arrows. Bin radius. If you do not change the bin radius, notice that the bin radius also changes for the machine that you're using. It's drill pipe. That is the bin radius of the drill pipe. Now, something I will add. If the bin radius of the product that you're pulling back is greater than the bin radius for the drill pipe on the machine, you need to input that number here. It's very important to make sure you take that into account. Attributes are simply information that you want displayed on your reports page. You can select them all, or you can just simply choose the ones that you want displayed. And I will show you that reports page also. This 90D and 750D tab, you're always going to want to make sure that the 750D tab is pressed in. Even if you have a 752 remote display, you're going to choose 750D. Click OK. Notice what we've done now is we have a black square right in the center of the grid. At this point, we are now ready to go import the downloaded information onto our grid. So if you go to the red arrow that's pointing down, that's the Import Data tab. Click on that. This Choose Type box comes up. What you're going to pick here is you're going to pick 750 data file. Your downloaded information will be stored in this data folder here. So if you double click on that, you notice you have a job there, a download. If you had a series of 10 jobs in your remote display that you downloaded, you would have 10 of them listed here. They would start as J01, J02, and so on. This represents the year. Then you have the month, then the day, and then the time, and it will be a .750 file. If you double click on this bore, notice it just pasted that downloaded bore onto the grid. That is how you view downloaded files from your remote display. Now if we would have had a plan for this bore, we would have just simply opened up existing file, clicked on that bore plan, then we would have done the same steps and pasted this bore over our plan. Remember earlier I was talking about the flags. If we were to uncheck the flags, they would not be visible here. But what this has given us, since we didn't have any topography points, basically it gave us a rough idea of where our topography was, because these flags represent where the tracker was when the information was taken from the beacon and then sent back to the remote display. So you could actually even build a rough topography based on where these flags are positioned. That's the download process on how to retrieve downloaded jobs and to view them.